residents in the city. They had been shutting off water for years, but nowhere on this scale.
We are back again with yet another installment of the People's Water Board Coalition's Water Wednesdays webcast. As always, I'm here with my beloved co-host Valerie Jean.
Hi, everyone.
And we can't forget our behind-the-scenes tech guru extraordinaire that keeps us running smoothly week after week, Miss Angelica. She's simply marvelous. And today, we have actually an action alert, some things we want to make sure that you have on your radar. You're aware of what's going on and what's happening, so you can stay informed and you can get further information where needed. And it's always a short show. We just want to engage you. We're going to jump right in, and I'm going to turn it over to Valerie Jean.
Thanks, Nicole. Today is the day.
Yes.
It's really, really important that folks listen to this action alert and share it, because today's the last day. We're going to need you to make a call to Governor Whitmer. So this administration, the current administration, we'll just say that, is really pushing through oil and gas projects. And Line 5 tunnel project is one of them. Looking to fast track it. A tunnel around Line 5 would be devastating, right? Line 5 is a tar sands oil pipeline. It's already way past its date. It's running way past its date, at least by 10 years. It should have been decommissioned a long time ago. All of Michigan, people all over Michigan and Wisconsin and Canada are demanding that Line 5 be decommissioned. So even discussing putting a tunnel around it is ridiculous, because there's so much opposition to it. So today is the day, the last day. This right now, Wednesday, is the day that we need you to call Governor Whitmer and demand that she file for rehearing of the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals case number 24-1608, Enbridge versus Whitmer. Deadline to file is Wednesday, May 7th. Today, my friends, today. So we need everybody, as soon as you watch this show, to call Governor Whitmer and say, you know, that they don't want Line 5, that it should have been decommissioned, that the Great Lakes is important to them, and then it's on us to protect it. By voluntarily dismissing her case, Whitmer, the DNR, and Enbridge, she has left us in a vulnerable position where Enbridge filed suit against the state of Michigan. Governor Whitmer must keep fighting to honor her founding campaign promise. Like, she ran her campaign on shutting down Line 5. Remember that she got elected by environmentalists and water protectors that wanted this done. Keep her promise to shut down Line 5, which is what got her elected in the first place. So it's really, really important. Big Gretch, we're calling on you. We're holding your feet to the fire, right? So for the last 3 days, water protectors have been calling. Today's the last day. So as soon as you could pause the show right now, my friends, and make that phone call, but make sure that you come back, because we've got another really important action alert for you. But Line 5 is just devastating. It is. It'd be catastrophic anywhere along a spill anywhere along the line, which goes through 70 tributaries throughout Michigan. 70. Wow. That's a lot of water that can that bad things can happen. And there's been little spills along the line. There was a recent one in St. Clair Shores. So this is really, really important. This is something that protect your kids. Do this for your grandkids. Do it for yourself. Do it for the water.
And it's past decommission age anyways.
Yeah. They shouldn't even be talking about it.
Which is even more devastating, because as they're talking about opening and not shutting down this line, continuing it, they're not talking about tearing it up and building a fresh new line that's all state of the art. They're talking about just reopening this already past its prime, you know.
Yeah, just running a tunnel around it.
It's just running a tunnel around it.
This administration there's just no excuse.
So the elitists
no matter
can
what,
make
if there
more
was an
money.
oil spill inside or outside of the tunnel, it would be catastrophic for all
Well, I
of
mean,
the
a
Great
lot of
Lakes.
the people in this administration, especially at the federal level, they don't look like they drink much water anyways.
When it's all gone, they're going to realize the precious resource that they ruined and that the people tried to protect.
I mean, precious resource in reference to water is
Not
putting
even
it
a
mild.
resource, right?
It's not a resource. It's it's life. Literally, that is
Yeah.
the most truest phrase I've ever heard. That water
It's a
is life.
gift that the
There's
earth
not
gives to us.
anything. Yes, it's nothing that's a living organism that can exist without water.
That's right. That's right. So I mean, it's really, really important. Pause the show right now. Here's the number. Let me give you the number very quickly. The phone number to call, and it's going to be in the description box down below. The phone number to call the governor to say, hey, Big Gretch, shut down Line 5 now. Stand up against Enbridge.
Yeah, that's a vitally important number. Matter of fact, I think you should give it again just to make sure that people heard it, even if they didn't see it, because they might be trying to continue to watch the show and call on one hand, and we want to make sure that they have that number.
The number to call the governor of Michigan to demand that she shut down Line 5 and refuse the oil. She has the power to do it too. She's the one person who has the power to say, yeah, no tunnel. So make no mistakes. She's the one person who has the power to do it. Her phone number is 517-335-7858. Again, 517-335-7858. Pause the show right now. It also will be in the description box down below. But yeah, make that phone call and then come back.
We need to get as many calls in as possible before the close of this.
Today's the last
legislative day. Yes.
Yeah. And Water Wednesday airs at 3:00, so you have plenty of time in the day to be able to make that phone call today. It's really important. Now, Nicole has a very important update as well, that it's an action alert that we really want folks to pay attention to.
Yes. Now, this is a little bit more local, but just as vitally important. And I'm saying this to every aunt, every uncle, every mom, every dad, every grandparent, every teacher, every school administrator, anyone in the community who cares about the well-being of our children. Michigan parents have a right to know. We all, not just Michigan parents, Michigan residents have the right to know what is in our school's drinking water. And right now, every Michigan school has a drinking water management plan, and you have a right to ask for it and for them to share it with you, so you know what their decision is to ensure that our school children at vital ages where their minds are still developing, and it is so important that they get a good education, especially in this climate.
And they can't do it if they're dehydrated. They need good, clean water.
They can't do it if they're dehydrated. They can't do it if they may have medications that they have to take. And the thing is that these plans were placed in every school in Michigan, and they were due January.
Legislation passed right last year. The schools have to have a management plan. If they don't, you should be calling school administrators. They have to have a management plan.
Yes, they were due the 24th of January this year. And what the schools have to do is show what their plans are to make drinking water safe for all of the children and administrators. Filters are not required to be installed until next school year, so that'll be 26-27. We need to know what they're going to do now. We need to know what they're going to do with the monies they receive for filtration for the next school year. And we need to take a look at these plans before the money is spent and the decisions are locked in. I'm asking every person in the community that has any involvement with any children, that are parents, that are aunts, that are uncles, that are foster parents, grandparents, anyone that has school-age children, preschool through high school senior, to ask for the plan, review it, and help protect our children. Community activists, pastors, daycare centers, ask. Latchkey in-home daycares, ask, so we know what's going into our children, what is in their drinking water, and if it's safe, and what they plan to do with this money. We need to know how they're going to make sure that our children's water is safe, what the plan is, how the plan and the monies are being spent. We can't wait until after it's done and then say, oh, well, they should have did this. We need to be involved in every step of this process. I'm asking that PTO administrators at the school, which is a parent teacher organization, formerly known as the PTA or the LSCO, come in, hold meetings, let the parents know, have the parents go to the office, ask administrators for a copy of this plan, share it with your community so that we know. This is important. This is our children's lives. And water
Well,
is
and it's and
everything.
with the fact that there's old infrastructure everywhere, you know that there's going to be heavy particulates and stuff like that in your water.
Yes.
Until that infrastructure is fixed, you got to know what's in the water, especially with school-age children with their minds still growing and all of that. Now we got this
Yeah.
action alert from Elin Batanzo. She's a dear friend of the People's Water Board Coalition. She does amazing work throughout the country, really, on lead and copper water lines and things like that. She's the expert, and she'll be
She is
coming.
the ex-
She is the expert. She'll be on the show in the next couple weeks to talk about the boil water advisories that keep happening in Highland Park. So be looking
Yes.
out for that show because it's really, really important. But we got that action alert from Elin. Thank you, Elin, for always keeping abreast of the things that we need to let folks know about. So those are your marching orders. Call Governor Whitmer and make sure that you ask your school what's in their drinking water and what the management plan is. Those are your marching orders today, my friends.
Yes. And also, I want to say to everyone, if you can afford it, it's not that expensive. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can buy them at your local stores, like your Myers or your Target or anything, or go on Amazon. But you can get something called a TDS detector, which is a TSD detector, rather to say, which is a monitor. It looks like a little, I don't know, lighter. It might be a little longer than a lighter, and you can use it to test waters, beverages, anything like that for the total solid deposits in it. And it can
Yeah,
test to
and you
tell
need a
you.
filtration system. Everybody needs a
Yes, and
filtration system.
you need a filtration system. This is vitally important. You can get a
Yeah.
filtration picture for under $20. Personally, I think the city and the state should just distribute lead reduction filters to every
Well, they should, but they should
household.
do it right? You saw what happened in Benton Harbor, where they just dropped them off on people's doorsteps and expected them to know how to install it and everything. Totally half-assed
Exactly.
the entire thing, and people couldn't filtrate their water after all that money was
They
spent, and
couldn't.
they didn't know how to
They
properly
also
install
should,
the
I
things.
think the
So the state
state
of
should
Michigan
call
needs to do it
in.
better.
Yes, I personally, this is just my humble opinion, think the state should call in people like us that have the knowledge but are also directly impacted by water insecurity and safety issues of all types to be a panel, a paid panel, to tell them what's needed around issues like this. Like, yes, distribute the filters in mass, but also
But do it
hold
right.
some type of training so that people, or some
Have somebody go
instructional
through and
videos
install
so
them.
people know how to do this to ensure their water is safe.
Yeah.
And they need an
You
oversight
know,
committee
you
of
can't.
people
They
like
always
us.
half-ass it, and so it's hard for me to be. And that was under Governor Whitmer,
But
okay,
I
in
feel
Benton
like
Harbor when
it's
that happened.
just so they can say, yes, this city or this community has issues with their water safety. We gave them pictures. It's
Yeah.
we gave them pictures and ensured that they knew how to use them properly and that their water was tested and shown to be
Yeah, they
safe
have
to
to do
drink
it.
after the picture filtration or after the
Right.
filtration unit was installed. This is why they need to get a group of people like us from across the state and put us on a paid workforce or research and development so we can tell them what's needed and also hold these educational and instructional,
Yeah, it has to be done the right
videos.
way if they're going to do it.
It has to be done. And the thing is we have the relationship with the community that can bridge that connection gap that is missing between
Well, we're
agencies
on the
like the
ground too, so
governor's
we understand
office
when they mess it up.
or
Yeah,
like
we're on the ground
Eagle.
working with the
They
people.
need to do
I,
that,
and
and that
Yeah, they should
never
be on the
been
ground working with
done.
the people too. Never. Well, those are your marching orders, my friends. Thank you,
Yes,
Nicole, for always going on this journey with me. And
absolutely.
those, please take these action steps. Keep
Yes.
protect yourselves,
And
protect
P.S.
your children, protect the Great
that
Lakes.
that total solid deposit filter, you can get one on Amazon for like under $10.
Yeah, just do what you can to protect yourself and your family, because certainly
Yes,
we can't trust
absolutely.
the government to do it for us. All right. Well, thank you for always tuning in, folks. Yeah, please do those action steps. Try to take care of
Yes.
yourselves and each other and try to stay afloat. Bye.
Bye.